Round 6 of the Eastern Airways British F1 Sidecar Championship brings us to Donington Park, one of the UK circuits which really lends itself to sidecar action. I remember being here watching Steve Webster, Rolf Bieland, all of the greats way back in the day on the two-stroke F1 sidecars. Here and now though, it's big four-stroke action. Round 6, as I say, we've already had qualifying and a major upset. Runner-up so far in the championship, Roger Lovelock, shed his drive sprocket in qualifying, so he'll start from the back of the grid. Sean Hegarty, the man leading the series, he's on row 2, but right up there is Ben Birchall, Ben and Tom Birchall, former world champions. They're on pole position, but the standings, just 11 points at the top. Lovelock starts from the back of the grid. This is how the table looks. It's pretty close, isn't it? Coming into round 6, 11 points, as I say. Edwards, broken leg. He's not going to be competing at all. Broke his leg on a motocross bike. So Chaplow, wonderful opportunity to go third here. Ben Holland, bad qualifying for him, back of the grid, so he's there in 5th. Horsepole is hitting form at the moment, Gary Horsepole, so look out for him. John Holden, Andy Winkle. Grabmuller, no Grabmuller. Gilbert and Drown there in 15th on 44 points. Barry James and Christie back from injury. Race 1 at Donington was a 12-lapper from pole position. The Birchalls at the back of the grid. Roger Lovelock, you can see him on the left-hand side of your picture with a huge amount of work to do, but they were 4 abreast down to Redgate, the first charge. Birchall didn't have it all his own way because Sean Hegarty pushed hard. Chaplow, 73, and Patrick Farrant, well aware of what they had to do in race 1, score good points, and Chaplow had a terrific start. Was muscled out, though, just on the drop down to Craner by Sean Hegarty. Andy Peach, Charlie Richardson going strongly with them. John Holden started well, and the Finn, Pavarinta and Cartiala going strongly too. Ricky Stevens got it all wrong at the Melbourne Loop, slid wide and dropped back down the order. Meanwhile, the story of the race was the demonic charge by Roger Lovelock and Aki Alto through the field from the back of the grid, dispatching teams one after the other. This was Lovelock's move on Gary Horsepole and Jimmy Connell coming into the Fogarty S's as the dirt puffed up from Holden ahead. Holden was the next man to fall victim to Lovelock. Pushing, 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 and ahead of Lovelock was the number 44 of Pekka Pavarinta, 4 times world champion on a BMW. BMW's locked together, but the ride by Chaplow was nothing short of sensational. Only late in the race did he fall victim to Roger Lovelock, and Pekka Pavarinta scrapped as well to muscle his way past Chaplow, but it wasn't that easy. Chaplow fought back, and it was only finally on the run back in to the stadium area that Pavarinta got the better of Chaplow. Horsepole having the ride of his life with the Scotsman Connell, doing a fantastic job on the number 32. Ricky Stevens' race came to an end as he retired on the grass, so both Assured Office Solutions bikes did not feature at all. Tony Brown, Ashley Hawes muscled their way past John Holden and Andy Winkle, but I had to say that I was a little bit disappointed Tony Brown didn't go as well. From the back of the grid, it was a bad day for Ben Holland and Lee Watson as they retired the Finning Cat Kawasaki in pit lane. Another no score for them. But the 2 BMWs of Pavarinta and Lovelock got stuck into each other in true fashion. Ben and Tom Birchall, never having looked back from the word go, lifted the checkered flag for a sensational victory. Winner of the Eastern Airways race in terms of points, Sean Hegarty and James Neve collected the 25. Andy Peach and Pavarinta had a sprint to the line. Which one would get the verdict? Well, it went narrowly to Andy Peach, number 4 on the L&W Contractors BMW. Suzuki power for Ben and Tom. They did well. Race 1 victory for the Mansfield-based pair. Confirmation of that result then, 8.2 seconds at the flag. Hegarty and Neve second. Peach just a fraction, 1/1000th of a second ahead of Pavarinta. Lovelock 5th from back of the grid, terrific. Horsepole, one of his best ever results there in 6th place. Steve Kershaw, Rob Wilson 11th. Ian Guy and Ben Ransley, Drown and the Dutchman Kentrop in 14th.
Sean Hegarty, James Eve, after Thruxton, you needed those points.
It's just nice to get on the podium after Thruxton. It was a bit of a disaster, so hey, anything will do.
Good pace though. I mean, Birchall set a fast pace and Pekka was there but closing.
Yeah, Ben's bike, he's just fast. He's good around this track, so like I say, at the end of the day, he was not taking our points, so I haven't really got a challenge for him, so just keep everyone else behind in the regular championship, and yeah, it's basically what we did.
James, nice sideways action coming out of the left-hander onto the straight.
Yeah, I think every lap was like that, wasn't it? It was a bit sideways everywhere, not just coming onto there, was it?
Yeah, it was a bit hairy.
Well done. Well, my rudimentary sums say the gap is now 20 points, so a bit more of a space.
That wasn't as good as 48 though, is it? So we'll have to try harder.
Race 2 lining up as per the result in race 1. Look over there, number 32, Gary Horspoll, Jimmy Connell. They had an absolutely blinding ride in the first race. They've really clicked, that pair. They're going well. Andy Peach, Charlie Richardson right in front of us on the L&W BMW. They storm through as well. They'll line up alongside Pekka Pavarenta and Timo Kartiala, the Flying Finns, who came all the way, almost nicked that final podium place from Andy Peach. Sean Hegarty, number 33, moving into place. James Neve doing the business for him in the sidecar. The winners, of course, of the first race, the Birchall brothers. They won't be scoring points because the world champions don't score points in this, the Eastern Airways British F1 Sidecar Championship. Pole position men moving through. Looking back further down the grid, on the sixth row, Ian Guy and Ben Ransley, identical livery to Andy Peach. So look for another black bike out there. Those guys going well too. John Holden, number 99. It's 8 laps. The conditions are ideal. This is going to be a really quick sprint race. You wouldn't put money against the Birchalls, would you? We're still waiting for Pekka Pavarenta. Tony Brown is on his way through. I can see in the distance, and right at the back will be Ben Holland and Lee Watson on the Finning Cat Kawasaki.
Glorious day here, and smack in the middle of the afternoon. What a crowd. They're going to see first-class F1 sidecar racing, I can tell you. 8 laps is going to be a sprint. It's 2.5 miles a lap, so we're talking 20 miles in old money round here. Birchall, number 16, Ben and Tom from pole position. Hegarty alongside them, but that Suzuki of Birchall's very, very quick indeed. It's the K12 engine, the latest thing, but already going past Sean Hegarty, Roger Lovelock and Aki Alto. 20 points the gap between the outfits in second and third place. That is where the championship is. Coming from the back of the grid, the yellow and black Finning Cat Kawasaki of Ben Holland and Lee Watson. They have to really make up ground here because they are slipping backwards in the championship in the face of improved competition. Everybody is getting better. Chaplow has a real chance here of going third in the title chase in the absence of Mark Edwards and Lee Barrett, who is away injured. Mark Edwards, that is, with a broken leg, and I guess his team boss won't be too pleased about that. Stuart Wakely of Assured Office Solutions running 2 bikes out of that morning, and one of them is not here. On the left, Gary Horspoll. On the right, Andy Peach. You can see BMW plays Suzuki down to the foggy S's, but across the nose goes Andy Peach of Horspoll. Brilliantly close on-board action here. Race leaders, Ben and Tom Birchall. Second, number 33, Hegarty. Third, Roger Lovelock on the Driver Wolf Laxton Racing BMW. Oh, look at that! Round the outside went Ben Holland, got it sideways. A big bash into the fairing from the Paymundo.com bike of Tony Brown, Ashley Hawes. They're right on the back now of Craig Chaplow, Patrick Farrance. There's Roger Bonney going round. And this second, third and fourth place. Now looking for Pavarenta. Watch Roger Lovelock. Roger Lovelock there right behind, so he's ahead of Pavarenta. He's right with Sean Hegarty down the Craner curves. They flick it left here at about 120 miles an hour down to the old hairpin. Third gear around here, driving. So Suzuki of Hegarty leading the BMW of Lovelock. Behind them, another BMW of Pavarenta, the 4 times world champion, who has joined us here at Donington under the regulations which allow former world champions to compete on a no points basis provided there are 2 or more, and we have 2. One of them is leading the race, the 2009 world champion Ben and Tom Birchall. There's Pavarenta, 1:44. Good for them to come all the way from Finland to delight us here in the sunshine at Donington Park. Andy Peach, Charlie Richardson, around that menacingly looking black BMW. So a bevy of BMWs led by this Suzuki, Hegarty and Neve. Under the shadow of a Boeing 737 leaving East Midlands Airport as they race up towards the left-hander of Goddard. Slight adverse camber here. Onto the start and finish straight one more time. Away they go. Look how quickly Hegarty drives out of that left-hander. Now, Pekka Pavarenta, 1:44, right behind Lovelock, looking for a way past. Pavarenta delighted to be here. I had a long chat with him. He absolutely loves it. Won here in 2008, the year he won, or one of the years he won the World Championship. And you can see, last lap comparison, 2.2 seconds. Ian Guy, Ben Ransley hiding for cover behind the tyre wall, so their race is over. That's a shame. Retirement for them. We're going to take a break. There's a huge crowd here at Donington in the sunshine, and they are being treated to a fantastic scrap for 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th places in this race. Craig Chaplow, number 73, with Patrick Farrance, also likewise engaged in a terrific struggle with Gary Horsepole and Jimmy Connell. Horsepole very much on a mission. Where were Ben Holland and Lee Watson? Well, I can tell you they had a massive, massive spin. This is what happened a bit earlier, but they did rejoin. Let's hope they can get the thing going and get some points. They certainly need them. Looking over his shoulder, Ben Holland, to see if it's all clear to rejoin. Everyone rocketing past at this point on the Dunlop Straight. That was a coppice they went off. Hegarty now has got this pair closing down on him, so however quick that Suzuki might be, these 2 BMWs, Pavarenta on the red, white and blue one and Lovelock on the green bike, we know the BMWs are phenomenally fast. Pavarenta really finding his feet now here in race 2, and for him 8 laps is a mere push bike ride. You know, it's nothing like they're used to in Grand Prix racing. And he, having won the World Championship 4 times, knows all about long, fast races. Lovelock and Aki Alto, though, desperate to close down on Hegarty because the points gap coming into this race, 20. They're already giving away points for him because Hegarty is ahead of them on the road. You can just see him on the far, just above the nose cone of Pavarenta, Hegarty going away. Seemingly Lovelock unable to do anything about it. Up to the foggy S's now. Through they go. The left-right flick down towards the Melbourne Loop. Andy Peach, Charlie Richardson closing well on them over that familiar crest of the hill towards the right-hander of Melbourne. Andy Peach now right on the back of Pekka Pavarenta. So it's a 3 BMWs, 3-horse race here behind Hegarty and Neve. This round 6, from here we go to Assen. Then we have Silverstone, and the whole thing, and this is the important thing, the whole thing ends at Brands Hatch with double points up for grabs. And by Lovelock goes Pavarenta. Pavarenta and Timo Kartiala reunited, having won the championship together in 2000. Lovelock's out of it. Lovelock's on the grass. So that's a mechanical problem, not rider error. They're retiring the Laxton Team Sport Driver Wolf BMW. Aki Alto. Oh no, don't kick it. There's enough damage already. It's, oh, what disappointment for them. So you can see smoke, something's gone wrong, something's blown or coolant, but they got it on the grass. That's the main thing. That has given, oh, as Rupert Archer and Shelley Smith is retire the Hannafin Suzuki, number 70. Their race is over as well. We are at 3/4 distance here at Donington Park and seeing something of a race of attrition for some of the crews. At the front, flawless performance for Ben and Tom Birchall. Stretching that gap now, they've just set, I can tell you, a new lap record. Brilliant stuff for them. 134.426. Getting quicker and quicker and quicker. It was 135.229 when they came here. They did 134.627 in qualifying, now 134.426 in the race. Horsepole 32, Jimmy Connell. Scrapping, as you can see, for 5th place with Craig Chaplow and Patrick Farrance on the team EA Motorsports Kawasaki. Chaplow is having a brilliant season. They had aspirations to finish in the top 5 of the championship. They are currently sitting in 4th in the championship and are within a gnat's whisker of going 3rd. Hollander Watson, 2nd retirement in succession, parking it alongside Ian Guy and Ben Ransley's black outfit, very similar livery, but identical to that worn by Andy Peach and Charlie Richardson, who are sitting in 4th place, as you can see, ahead of Chaplow in a very strong 5th. Ricky Stevens hanging on in 7th ahead of Steve Kershaw. Tony Brown not having the best weekend, not quite sure what's wrong with Tony Brown. Haven't had chance to speak to him, but he's certainly not his old self, or his young self, shall I say. Chaplow and Horsepole, which way is this battle going to go? Jimmy Connell making the trip on a regular basis down from Scotland, doing an absolutely fantastic job. Need to get matching leathers, boys, next time out. But as Jimmy Connell is a stand-in passenger, Paul Napton is here at Donington this weekend, Horsepole's regular passenger, nursing a rapidly healing broken ankle from the TT. Will they be reunited before the end of the season? Well, that remains to be seen. Chaplow on the final lap has got to fight off a challenge now from a very determined Gary Horsepole. Craig Chaplow sitting there in that 5th place, valuable points. He will score points for 4th, of course, because the race leaders, well, he won't score points for 3rd, because the race leaders, Birchall and indeed Pavarinta, who's sitting ahead of him, won't be credited with points. Chaplow looking strong. He's opened that gap now from Horsepole. Horsepole now some 10 lengths behind on the final lap. And this is where the action is, because ahead of them it's pretty much sorted. Ricky Stevens is closing as well, so look at the Assured Office Solutions Kawasaki number 100 of Ricky Stevens, but at the sharp end, and a very good sharp end display it is indeed. Thumb in the air from Tom Birchall. Brother Ben. Double winners in Oschersleben at the previous World Championship round and recovering from injury at the Isle of Man TT, and that's it. Checkered flag for them. Birchall's win. Not a million miles ahead of Hegarty this time. It's a podium for Pavarinta and Cartiala ahead of Andy Peach and Charlie Richardson on the L&W BMW, but the scrap between Horsepole and Chaplow is going to go all the way down to the wire. A sprint to the flag. Which one's going to get it? It's neck and neck, nip and tuck. I think Chaplow got it by a fraction from Gary Horsepole. What a stunning race between those two, and Ricky Stevens was very much in touch. Ben and Tom Birchall, what have they got here? Oh, I know what this is about. Ben and Tom Birchall, the day before, tried to present this trophy to the group of marshals who hooked them off the wall at Black Dub on the approach to Glen Helen in the Isle of Man TT when they were injured. The marshals did not take the trophy, but they've got no choice. This time they're going to have to accept it from the Birchall boys, who want them to receive the trophy as a token of their appreciation. Absolutely fantastic gesture from the Birchall boys, who won that race by 7.3 seconds from Hegarty. Pavarinta thrilled on the podium. Peach, Chaplow, Horsepole, what a battle that was for 5th and 6th place ahead of Ricky Stevens. Steve Kershaw still going strongly. Gilbert Guy Drown. Kentrop scores points again. Archer and Smith is credited with 15th place. Robinson, Body, Holland, Lovely.
Ben and Tom Birchall, that's a copybook weekend, a brilliant result for you in the sunshine.
Yeah, makes it even better. And at a great place, Donington Park, local circuit for us, and We've got quite a few local sponsors and friends and family, so it's really nice to be able to do that, and I want to thank the organisers for that as well. Yeah, great time, we enjoyed it. It's great training and great racing. These guys are going quick, and I pushed hard, and I think we did lap record again, making sure that we stayed in front, so yeah, they're not messing around.
You did, you got it into the 33s, but I was going to say to you, the guys behind you obviously couldn't see what was going on behind, but they were in touch and all going quickly. Good battles.
Yeah, that's the depth of the field with this championship. What's coming through now. The guys are really hard at it, and yeah, I'm sure they'll be hot on his case, and next year hopefully we can all battle together.
Nice touch with the trophy. Really, really nice thing to do.
Yeah, something we wanted to do. That the guy came to me last night and he said, "Do you recognise me?" And I said, "Sort of," and he told me who he was, and he was the marshal that picked us up at the TT. He was at the side of the road and helped me get my helmet off and my gloves, and just wanted to say thank you to him. I tried to give him the trophy last night and he wouldn't take it, and he run off, and so he told us where he was marshalling at, so we thought we'd stop and give it him, and just to say thank you, and thanks to all the marshals and all the teams that the guys that make these things possible.
Pekka Pavarinto, Timo Kartiala on the podium here, first time for a few years at Donington. What a great result.
I'm very happy, and this podium now, and I'm a very happy chance to go to drive Donington and very fast many guy, and I'm very happy, and thank you so much.
Yeah. I was going to say, are you impressed? Do you think these guys are all fast?
Yeah, I'm learning it and all the time. And this very fast guy, and we look, I'm try more fast and try go.
Timo, will we see you again back here in the UK, maybe this year, if not this year, next year?
We have some discussions already, but nothing is closed yet, so we'll see.
It would be nice to see them back as a token, but there you have it. Look at that gap now. Hegarty has stretched his lead again from Lovelock. Edwards 1 point behind Chaplow. He can go third. He's got to do that at Assen, surely. Peach there in fifth. Brown, Holland slipping back, of course, because of his DNFs. Horsepole getting stronger all the time. Is Nick Close further down the order? Grabmuller still not scoring. Will he be back before the end of the season?
Donington Park, for so many years host to world-class sidecar action, has once again seen world-class sidecar action in front of a very big crowd under blue skies. It couldn't get better than that. So when we go to the next round, which is in Assen in Holland for round 7, let's hope we have the same sort of support and the same sort of weather. The racing here has been phenomenal. I sincerely hope you enjoyed it. We certainly did. Join us in Assen. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.